La Perouse, a suburb nestled on the southeastern shores of Sydney, a place that many people from all over the world flock to. It's home to Bear Island, the Macquarie Watchtower, and some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. There is also the La Perouse Museum in the middle of the peninsula. But just where does the name La Perouse come from?
This museum sits on a layered hotspot of history.
One of the most remarkable things about La Perouse and his expedition was the distance they travelled.
The golf course here was actually the site of 800 homeless men, women and children in the 1930s. Ironically, it was called Happy Valley. It had a name that's older than La Perouse. It was known as Gurrawal, with the traditional owners who were originally the Kamiagal and the Murrururadile and are now the Bidjigal and Gadigal people.
The thing about France and Europe in the 18th century was that the poor were very poor. They died very young, they had no rights, and many countries were competing to discover new places and vast wealth.
A French navigator and explorer by the name of Jean-François de Galaup de La Perouse was born in 1741 near Albi, a town in southern France.
La Perouse had fought in Canada. He had actually helped raid some forts owned by the British, but had also left the food there over winter. So the king also noticed his humanity as well as his bravery. So he chose La Perouse to lead this scientific expedition and ended up here at Botany Bay.
After an agreement was signed between the French, the British and their allies in 1775, he bought a small property in the country in Mauritius. La Perouse hinted in a letter to his sister, Jaguette, that he was in love with a person on the island. La Perouse's father had no wish to see his son marry a middle-class girl. A few weeks later, he married Eleanor in Paris in 1784. When he was formally told of his appointment, it was a moment for both rejoicing and sadness, for they would be separated again.
La Perouse left Brest on the 1st of August 1785. They were to explore the North and South Pacific. He then sailed to Japan and Russia. It was there Louis XVI asked for a report to date on the scientific exploration.
Since ice would soon close the port for months, they had only one option that would keep the documents under French control. It was to send them overland with Barthélemy de Lesseps.
He finally arrived at St. Petersburg. He delivered his reports to the French ambassador, but was summoned by Louis XVI to personally deliver them in Paris. Captain Hunter helped those two French ships anchor in the bay. La Perouse said, "I'll give you my stock and provisions." It was very fortuitous that the British and the French had become such good friends, because otherwise we would never have known about his expedition.
After Botany Bay, the broad itinerary for La Perouse was known from letters and documents taken to Europe by Lieutenant John Shortland.
Tu apprendras assez tôt, mon cher ami, que nous avons encore éprouvé des grands malheurs. Le vicomte de Langle, le chevalier de la Manon ont été assassinés par des sauvages auxquels nous avons fait tout le bien possible et qui nous avaient marqué la plus grande bienveillance. Je t'ai écrit de tous les coins. J'espère que cette lettre ne me précédera que de quelques mois. Tu me prendras à mon retour pour un vieillard de 100 ans. Je me flatte d'être plus heureux à l'Île-de-France où je dois arriver à la fin de cette année. Dis à Madame Mollet que je ne lui ai pas écrit parce que mes messages n'auraient eu aucun intérêt pour elle, et elle sait très bien que je préfère un petit coin de la rue de Montorgueil à ce vaste globe que je sillonne depuis 3 ans. 1000 choses à toutes les personnes de la famille, hommes et femmes, à toute la société de Madame Dumollet. Ne m'oublie pas auprès de Madame Pourrat. Adieu. Adieu jusqu'au mois de juin 1789. La Perouse, à bord de la boussole de la baie de Botanique, le 7 février 1788.
By the end of 1789, there was still no news of La Perouse. 2 storeships, named Search and Hope, set out from France in 1791. They found no sign of the ships or La Perouse.
Unfortunately, they never got beyond the Solomon Islands because of a terrible storm that took down both ships in 1788. The king didn't know what happened to his favourite explorer. In fact, nobody did.
The Irish Pacific trader discovered French relics among the Polynesian inhabitants of Tikopia. He learned they had been retrieved from an island called Vanikoro. Captain Dumont Duville confirmed the find in 1828 on his journey through the Pacific.
De Lesseps was the only survivor.
Eleanor Brudeau died childless in 1807 at the age of 52.